The semis are here. Four teams remain. And the consolation bracket was low key kind of fire last week, but we don't really care about the consolation bracket. Um, as I said, no winner of the week, no loser of the week. We're going to give the opportunity to people eliminated from the playoffs whose seasons are done to give a chance to speak their mind. I did receive word from Sky that he's very busy today, so he will be sending his video directly into the chat later. It will not be included in this video. I'm sure whatever Sky has to say will be very level-headed, very rational, and he will take full accountability for the fact that his team only scored 76 points in a playoff game where we have two flexes. We did, however, get a lovely video from Log, who spent some time editing it. He exported it, asked me for a piece of advice. I'm tempted to not share it with you all because he slandered my name a bunch, but I put my duties as a commissioner above my personal vendettas, as always. So I will be including it, and here you go. Logarithm. Final parting thoughts on this season.
All right. Welcome to Fantasy Hell. Following my demise by New York City MTA and Sean, who just completely fucked me in the playoffs, I have made it here alongside Sky and the rest of our losers. But before we kind of enter our journey through hell here, I'll start out with the top folks who are still duking it out. We got Nodo. Annoyingly, we have Jared, Char, and Sean. I wish you all the best, except for Jared. I really don't want to hear about you winning our championship for an entire year. It just sounds like the worst thing ever. Please, someone beat him. I'm counting on someone here. Nodo, you've gotten all of our good players. Please use them well. Now, moving into our journey through hell here, we'll start out with Sky. Sky, sources say that you bitch a lot, and look, I'm not saying that. I don't personally see it, but the fact that the recommended sin for you was completely outside of your fantasy performance should probably tell you something. I don't know. Moving to me. Look, I had a pretty mid-season. I ended up in, effectively fifth place. In a desperate attempt to save my season, I made some questionable trades. I think the learnings there is that I should never trade with Jared again, and frankly, nobody should ever trade with Jared again. I feel like we keep saying this and we never learn our lesson. It's never a good idea. Just don't do it. Moving to Omar. Omar, your sin was horrible coaching, and the reason why I say this is in the critical weeks where you had to get these wins, in particular to get above me. Who, I mean, look, I'm right above you. I wasn't that great. You just made some really awful decisions. Look, Keenan put up 20 2 weeks in a row. Didn't start him. You traded for him. Just bad management. Sammy, your sin is you were pretty shit at trades, and I mean, I'm not talking about the recent ones. I'm talking about the trades that mattered. The trades mid-season that you needed to go well. And at that critical juncture, you chose to choose and trade for Jonathan Taylor. Of all of the running backs in the league, that's who you went for. And you gave up Chase Brown, who's having a phenomenal run, and DK. I mean, this is why you're down in the seventh circle of hell. Moving on to Stern. Stern, I'm not gonna lie. Look, you had a pretty rough start with all the injuries. CMC, that one's rough. I had him in another league. He should have been on IR. I could rant about this for a very long time, but you got to do better with waivers. I mean, look, just zero effort put forth. Zero. Just a lot of opportunity and just very little execution. Just got to do better. Jack, I'm not gonna lie. Not a great draft. Pretty mind-boggling trades. I mean, honestly, probably the worst trade I've ever seen in my fantasy history. I mean, I don't know what was going through your head. I don't know if you're the RotoWire guy or what, but don't use that tool anymore. If so, but you're goated for the losers bracket at least, so that's got to count for something. I hope you participated in the small betting pool there. But it kind of wraps it up. Jared, I hope you enjoyed this creative idea. I decided to put a little bit of energy behind it. As a bit of a, I've been appreciating all of your videos throughout the season, the effort you put forth. So I took 30 minutes of my time to make this beautiful graphic. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next year.
So Log, I will say, I love the bit, love the editing. Don't appreciate your inflammatory comments towards me when I'm just a guy trying to make everyone's teams better. But yeah, love it. Love the dig at Omar especially. That's going to really upset him. Love that. Okay. I wasn't really planning on diving into the losers bracket, but the matchups were pretty exciting, so I'll touch on them. Jack takes down Sammy, 164 to 141. Jack's highest scoring performance of the year. Lamar with 36, Devontae with 46, Jerry Jeudy with 21, Laporta with 18. So I'm sure this is what Jack was envisioning when he made the worst trade anyone's ever made. But yeah, good win from Jack. His championship is against Stern next weekend. Honestly, the two people who sent in the most videos this year playing for the Constellation Championship, I think it's poetic, I think it's fitting, and I think it's well earned. So hope that they get to get their buy-in back. Congratulations to Jack. Sammy, 141. Valiant effort. You went out pretty sad. That trade you made, Jahmyr Gibbs and Devontae for Derrick Henry, was a brilliant trade. I'll give you that. That looks great right now. But JT stinks, and you probably should have held on to Chase Brown. So 5-9. That's a tough year. Okay. Omar and Stern. So I checked the score of this at like the 1 o'clock slate, but honestly I wasn't paying that much attention because none of the two actual matchups were not close this week. And I assumed Omar won, and then he texted in our chat saying that he didn't. And I thought he was joking, but he played the Chargers defense who got him -4 points. All he needed was his defense to get him literally 4 points, and he would have won this week. Dave Montgomery, torn knee, done for the year. Charbs was fine. Sutton got the touchdown. JSM was good. BTJ, 32. He was unbelievable. Burrow was 16. Leaving Keenan Allen on the bench, 20 points. That's tough. Just tough. Tough roster management. Tough management from Omar. Costs him a spot in the Constellation Championship. Stern, just solid all around. Just not one player scored more than 20, but everyone was super solid. So good job, Stern. And you got the championship against Jack this week. We'll do both games I got wrong. I was voting for upsets, and neither were close. Char doubled up on Sky, 144 to 76. 36 from Mike Evans, who I traded him to. So you're welcome, Char. DJ Moore with 15, Rashad with 14, who log dropped. Eagles defense with 10, Chase Brown with 26, Jaden Daniels with 22, and then DK and Derrick Henry both disappointed with 6 and 5. Hunter Henry a little disappointing too with only 6. Yeah, 144, super solid. Top 4 in scoring this week. So good job, Char. Sky, just abysmal. Horrid. 76 points. That's third lowest on the year, and it was in the playoffs. 3 from Brock Purdy, 3 from Najee, 8 from Tony Pollard, 14 from Drake London, 10 from Jacoby, 14 from Dowdle. Diop with 8, Ferguson with 4, Ravens defense with 8. So just nothing good. And your season's over. Extra bummer for you, buddy. Okay. I had to buy. Sean had to buy. So matchups this week. Noto and Sean. Wow, what a matchup. This will be a very good matchup. I'm excited for this one. Okay. Noto's about a 10-point favorite. These teams did play earlier this year. Sean won 129 to 103 in week 7. So that was when Noto had a good team. Like I said, Noto's about a 10-point favorite coming into this. Jalen's QB, obviously. James Cook's been playing well. Akane's been playing well. Jamar's been playing well. A.J. Brown demanded the ball. Trey McBride hasn't scored a touchdown. Still tight end 2 on the year. Jordan Addison's been playing super well. Garrett Wilson's playing well. So everyone's playing well. Bills defense against New England. That's a good play this week. Hate to say it. Actually, Drake May, I'm starting him in another league this week, fellas. He's going to lead me to the promised land. But I mean, Noto's team is obviously very good. Like, I'm not going to say it's not. So it'll be a tough It's a tall order for Sean this week. Sean, the great thing about this is it's going to come down to the Monday night game because it's Packers. Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Kamara. Kamara's playing the Packers. That's funny. And then Tyreek and Jonnu, Scary Terry. Puka has been awesome since he came back. Adam Thielen did not have a great game last week, but Jalen Coker looked really good. Colts defense against Tennessee. Will Levis was benched. Does that impact if Sean's going to play the Colts D or not? I don't know. Kenneth Walker on the bench. I'm assuming Sean thinks he's not going to play. Ramondre on the bench. He hasn't been very good. That makes sense. And Njoku on the bench. That makes sense given Jameis was benched. But Sean's team, his roster is very light. He's had a bunch of injuries. If Kamara goes down this week, Ramondre is probably going to have to slot in if Kenneth Walker's not in. But I'm sure he's hoping Kamara plays. Man, this is going to be a good game. I want Sean to win. I'm pulling for him. You can't root against the soldier. That'd be kind of messed up. But I picked against Noto last week, and that was not very good. So I think I do need to write his name down here. I'm not really counting like my predictions for the playoff games. I did go 0-4 last week, for those wondering, which is the first time I've done that all year, but it is what it is. Okay, me and Char. I'm a 24-point favorite. That's pretty crazy. I asked Char if I should start Cup or Lad, so going to let him pick who he wants out of that, but it'll probably end up being Cup. We've played each other twice before. Week 4, I won 138 to 118. Week 13, I won 168 to 149. So Char showed up the last time we played. I do love having Josh Allen on my team. I want to call myself a Josh Allen merchant, but I think that'd be disrespectful to the other guys in the locker room. You're hoping Saquon gets it going. He's been not great the last 2 weeks. You love Bijan. Amon-Ra's. I love that guy. Cooper Kupp after the Zero Burger last week. I'm expecting a big bounce back. Brock Bowers really need Desmond Ridder to not play football. Bucky, love that guy. Justin Jefferson, love that guy too. I will be back and forth on the Vikings defense and the Packers defense all week. If Sam Howell is starting, it will definitely be the Vikings defense. If Geno is starting, I have a decision I have to make. Green Bay's defense has been looking really good, and New Orleans is stinky. Char's side of the matchup. Jaden's been great. Chase Brown's probably been his best player. Derrick Henry has not been great recently, but he's still Derrick Henry. DK has been really bad. Mike Evans, he needs like 250 yards to keep his 1,000-yardage season, even with him missing all that time. And Baker has came out and said that he's going to be force-feeding him. So I'm very concerned about Mike Evans this week. He'll probably have another 30 points. Hunter Henry, that's a bummer that Char's starting him against me. I hope he starts Tucker Kraft because I love the Patriots. And I'm starting Drake May in another league and I really want to win. DJ Moore, he's been pretty decent since the head coach firing, new coordinator, and then he's got Rachaad White. So we actually have both Bucs running backs in this matchup, which is pretty interesting. And then he is starting the Eagles defense against his quarterback, which is an interesting strategy, but it's got him to the semis. So I am not one to knock on anyone's strategy for someone still competing. I'm going for the gentleman's sweep. 3-0 on Char. That's what we want. We'd love to get a 3-0 over Char. I'm not going to talk any smack because I respect his game and I respect him as a manager. And I just hope everyone has fun. But I know it was short this week. I'm looking forward to seeing Sky's video in the chat. I guess I should probably do the Consolation Championship. Stern and Jack. I think it'd be really freaking funny if Ben ended up winning the Consolation. That would honestly be on point if in his down year they do a Consolation and he wins. So I think Ben will win. Just because that'd be hilarious. And Jerry Judy's probably not relevant anymore. now that Jameis was benched. Yeah, Jack's probably wishing he did not trade away Rico Dowdle for Deontay. So that's he dropped him. So that makes sense. I think Ben will win the consolation, but that's what I got for you guys. That's what I got, fellas. Thanks for watching, and I love you guys.